Welcome to the Daniel Price Show, powered by the Game Time Sports Network, where Motlow State Women's basketball gets real, raw, and relentless. And now, your host, the voice of the court, Jay Harper.
Hey there, welcome on into the Daniel Price Show. Yes, indeed, we've got our debut episode here for the head women's basketball coach, Motlow State, here in Tullahoma, Tennessee. Coach, man, I've been following you guys, obviously, covering your games all season. It's great to finally, in all this hectic life that I know you've been through here, but kind of getting into the meat of the season. But it's great to finally sit down with you face to face and just kind of introduce perhaps some of the Motlow faithful that may not be all that familiar with you yet, this being your first year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for covering our games, too. It's being able to stream our games and have people see it, especially my family back home and my son and my daughters, and they get a chance to see me in action, even though they're not here.
Right.
But I definitely appreciate you coming out and filming our games and stuff like that, and especially this opportunity to sit down and kind of let people know who I am, what we're trying to do here, building the program. So I definitely appreciate it.
That's right, and you say building a program, and that that's what you're attempting to do here, and I know you are achieving here in your very first season. Now, tell folks briefly. You talk about folks back home and all. I mean, where is back home?
Okay, so I'm originally from Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
So I'm from Jackson, Mississippi originally. Right. And so, still have my mom and dad, and my sister still lives there, but my brother actually lives in Nashville. My little brother lives in Nashville. So I lived in Kentucky for a while because I used to coach college ball in Kentucky, different schools in Kentucky. Back home I'm from Mississippi.
Yeah.
Born and raised in Mississippi, so that's my home.
All right, well, good deal. Well, man, I grew up in New Orleans, in Louisiana, so there's that Louisiana-Mississippi rivalry thing. Yeah. But we're good, man.
We're good. We're good, yeah.
Well, Coach, I tell you, it has been, again, really exciting to watch your program progress throughout the season. And in our chat with Coach Newton for the men's program, the same thing over there. Now, when you arrived here, were you in the middle of recruiting season? Or, I mean, I know when coaches arrive on campus for a new program, sometimes they are behind the eight ball when it comes to recruiting, depending on the timing of when they came aboard and such. So how did that play out for you coming aboard here at Motlow State?
Oh, well, I was on campus June 1. So pretty much all the players were already committed somewhere else. And so I didn't really get a chance to recruit. I did have some players that I was recruiting for my other school, the school that I was at. So some players that I did have kind of like in my pocket, in my back pocket. But I wasn't able to get those players into school because of the timing of it.
Yeah.
And so some of those players were international kids. So I was able to get 2 of the 5 international kids in with the twins from Australia. So I was able to get them into school, but with the other kids, I wasn't able to get them in. So basically, we were kind of, like you said, behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
Trying to get players in and trying to get figure out the size of the roster. And so we had a very small roster starting off the season until the twins were actually became eligible to play. So we started off basically playing games with 6 healthy bodies.
Yeah, I recall that, and it was amazing what you were able to pull off with such a limited roster. And the depth of a roster, especially as you get late into the season, really starts to play a vital role. Now, you're mentioning the twins from Australia, the Ali girls.
Yes, sir.
Man, where did you find these? I mean, Australia. I mean, good grief. How did you track these young ladies down who have been such fire for your program here as the season has gone on?
It's a funny story. It is a really funny story how I actually came across them. So one of my good friends back home, not back home, but back in Kentucky. That's my second home. Right. So back in Kentucky, he has a car service. And during the summer, he was out driving, and their mom just so happened to get his car serviced because their sister, they have a sister too, a younger sister that's like 5'11". Yeah, so they have a younger sister that's like 5'11", who actually used his car service because they was in Louisville playing in a tournament, AAU tournament. They had traveled to play in the AAU tournament, and he called me and he was like, "Hey, there's this lady who was talking about her daughters. I must give her your number and you can talk to her." And so when I called her and she was telling me about the twins, she sent me some video of them, and I was just like, yo, I like them. They got something to them. And so I was just like, hey, let's talk some more. And I was able to get them that way. So it was just a funny story. He just randomly called me out of the blue one day.
Yeah.
So
man, that's one of those it's meant to be kind of things, right?
For sure. And then being able to get them in school, being able to get them in school, and the first semester, it was such a quick turnaround to try to get everything in. And we were able to get them into school the first semester, and then they were eligible starting in the second semester.
Right. That's Ayan and Anam Ali, and as you say, from Melbourne, Australia. Oh, my goodness. So, they're a long way from home. I mean, you mentioned you talked to the mom. I mean, do they have family still here in the States, or are they here kind of... you're the family now, since everybody else is on the other side of the globe.
Well, I'm the family here, and they do have family in Minnesota. Okay. So they do have, I think it's Minnesota. Yeah, I think they do have family in Minnesota because that's where they went to spend the Christmas break at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Well, again, they have certainly helped infuse some additional fire into your program. I mean, those young ladies, they're good from the perimeter, in the paint. You've really found something. And you say I guess your mouth's already watering over that 5'11" younger sister, right?
Of course, yeah. So we definitely needed that lift, and it added to the numbers of our roster. Yeah. So having them become eligible in the second semester with their skill set. So the first time I got them in the gym, and we actually started going through workouts, and we was going through a lot of our skill development stuff. So I was watching them, and I was like, oh, they already have it there already. So we just got to get them in shape. Yeah. And so once we get them in shape, I felt really good about adding them to the roster, and how important they would be to us as a program, because like you said, they can shoot the ball from the outside. They also can drive the ball to the basket and get to the basket. Of course, the speed of the game is a little different from here to over there, so they had to get adjusted to the speed of the game those early games. But they've come in and they've helped us a lot. They've been a real boost to the program.
Well, your leading scorer in terms of points per game, anyway, is Sable Winfrey.
Yes.
And Sable, I've really enjoyed seeing her progress throughout the season as well. She seems to, you've got a young roster here. I mean, good grief. You've got one sophomore.
Correct.
With Adara Martinez, but it does seem like Winfrey and Danica Stovall, as well as Katie Fletcher, are leaders on your team in many ways. Yes. Explain that, kind of go through that dynamic, if you would.
Okay, so it's a funny story about Sable too. So when I got here in June, I ended up getting an email from Sable, and she just wanted an opportunity to play ball. To play ball again, and so I asked her to come for a workout. Matter of fact, I asked her and Danica to come for a workout back in June so I could see exactly if they would fit the system, if they would fit what I was trying to do. And actually, I worked them out, and I was like, hey, they have something. There's something there with them. It's something, and so I definitely wanted them to be a part of the program. And then they were just nice young ladies, and they were very respectful. And so I was like, hey, I can be around these young ladies. They can help me build a culture, right? And so with Sable hadn't played in 2 years.
Wow.
So she hasn't played in 2 years. She didn't play her senior year of high school, and she didn't play last year. And so to see her progress throughout the season and be one of the top 3 scorers in the league all season long, it has been amazing to watch just how well she has stepped up to the challenge. and how well she has also become that leader on the floor, like you spoke of. Danica. Danica is a quiet leader.
Yeah.
She's a quiet leader. One of the things she does, she goes out and she actually leads by example. And so you got to have players that lead by example. She's going to do the right thing. She's soft-spoken. One of the things that even for Danica didn't play last year. So she didn't play ball last year as well.
Wow.
And, she has a daughter. So Danica's a mother.
Right.
So Danica's a mother, and to see her go from, not playing because she had a kid and wanted to try and give it an opportunity to be able to come out and play college basketball, to see if she can do that. She's done really well with that, balancing school, being a full-time student,
right.
being a full-time mom, and then being a full-time basketball player. Danica has really done a great job at just giving it her all, the hard work. So the hard work is there, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's hard being a parent, and then being a young parent at that.
Right.
And so, she has really stepped up and shown leadership skills in so many different ways. And like she shows up every single day. She works her butt off, and she really gives it her all. Katie Fletcher is a player who doesn't even know how good she can be. She has so much potential inside of her, and she can be a really, really, really good player. And I tell her that all the time. And so, I tell her, I say, hey, Katie, I know I be on you. I know I'm on you, and I call your name a lot. I said, it's because I see so much in you. Like, you have so much potential to be a really, really good player. And I think Katie has the talent and the ability to be able to play at the Division I level, because she has the size, she has the versatility, she handles the ball well. She handles the ball well enough with her size, and she can shoot the ball from the outside. She can score around the rim, and she has good speed. So Katie has the ability to be able to play at the Division I level, and I used to coach at the Division I level, as you know, and so I've seen players like her at the Division I level. So that's why I say that she could play.
Well, you had mentioned when you were working out some of the players, you were trying to determine if they would be conducive to your style of play and such. I mean, when it comes to the recruiting side of things, do you look for the best athletes, or do you just look for the best athletes for your style of play?
Well, actually, one of the things that I'm gifted with is to be able to develop players. So I'm gifted to be able to develop and also be able to get the best out of players. So that is one of the things I'm gifted with. So I just, for me, it's one of those things that if you have the desire to get better, if you have the desire to want to play the game, then I'm all for, having you around and teaching you how to play and developing you. So when I'm actually looking for talent, I'm looking for players who work hard. I'm looking for the little things. I don't necessarily care about how many points you score, to be honest with you, because one of the things about it, the way we play, you're going to score points. I'm never worried about scoring points. I'm worried about players who can do the small things, because one of the things I like to say is that the small things make the big things happen. And so if I look for players who can defend. I look for players who are willing to go in and rebound. I ain't saying you got to grab all the rebounds, but I'm saying be willing to go get a rebound. And so I look for decent athletes. You can be a decent athlete. Now, if you're a high-level athlete, hey, come on. But so I just look for the intangibles, the players with the intangibles. How are you running on and off the court? How are you with your teammates? Do you do the small things like boxing out? Do you sprint the floor, or do you jog up and down the floor? So I look for those kind of things when I'm recruiting.
Well, when it comes to the everyday challenges of trying, you mentioned trying to form a culture.
Yes.
A 2-year program, there's so much turnover, and but having said that, I mean, look at D1 now with all this transfer portal and all that stuff.
Right.
That's an entirely different animal, but
Yeah.
still, it's a unique scenario, right? When
Yes,
you're
sir.
just dealing with somebody that may only be around for 2 years, but I'm guessing that it really warms your heart when you are able to develop someone and
Yes,
they
sir.
get to that D1 level and go on to four-year program, get that degree.
Yes, sir.
Do you see your role as a developer of talent or a developer of people or all of the above?
It's really all of the above. So for me, I used to run a AAU program, and it was overtime performance skills development. And so one of the things that I did through that program, I set out to be able to develop players and help them accomplish their goals and their dreams of playing collegiate basketball. So through that program, I was able to help. I ran it in Kentucky. And so through that program, I was able to help 130-plus kids go to college to play college basketball, as well as some of them moving on to play professional basketball.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so I was able to help kids get to Tennessee Tech. I had a player go to play at Tennessee Tech. I had a player play at Memphis. I have a player, that played at LSU, just all over the place. Morehead, EKU, Glenville State. So they've been at every single level from D1 down to NAIA. And so I've helped a lot of kids. And so for me, that is what I see for what my gift is. And I know what my gift is. My gift is to help. My gift is to develop. And one of the things that I am big on is making sure that players are taken care of. When I say taken care of, is like their mental is good off the court.
Yeah.
Because if their mental is good off the court, then for sure they'll be good on the court. That's kind of how I view it. So I want to make sure that players are in a good space mentally. Just with school, talking to them like, hey, how's your day going? Is anything you want to talk about? Is anything you need help with? And I just always trying to be in a place of being able to hear from them. And see, to make sure that they are well. And so having a holistic view of developing the player, to me, is a crucial thing to anything that you want to be successful with, especially with building a program and having a culture and understanding that these players have dreams. Yeah. So having them for 1 or 2 years, my job is to develop them from an overall standpoint. And so I see myself as making sure that they have a holistic approach to life, as well as athletics, and to show them that athletics can help them accomplish the things that they want to accomplish, because it takes discipline in life. It takes time management. It takes hard work. It takes facing adversity. And it takes just the preparation of being able to do these things in sports that you're going to have to do in life.
Right. Yeah, because a lot of this stuff does translate
Yes.
to life in general. And, I've dealt with a lot of coaches over the years in all these various sports. And to me, one of the common denominators of really successful coaches is a lot of what you've just described. I mean, being real mentors of life, caring about the kids' well-being,
Yes,
not
sir.
just whether they score in double digits or, double doubles and all that stuff.
Right.
It's really working with the students as people first and foremost.
Yes, sir.
So we are speaking with Coach Daniel Price Sr., who is the head women's basketball coach. But of course, you've coached men, women, throughout your career. Now,
sir.
You don't officially have an assistant here, do you?
I do not have an
Yeah.
assistant.
So you are you the man in every way you can think of.
One-man show over here.
Yeah. Yeah, one-man band. But, there does seem to be the culture among the coaching community here at Motlow State that athletic director Ross Fanning has built that does seem to be very much a family, if
Yes,
you
sir.
will. I mean, I see at your games, Coach Andy Lyon, he's at every one of them.
He's at every game. Yes,
The
sir.
soccer coach here, who is the TCCAA soccer coach of the year almost every year.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
he's got a heck of a program over there.
He does.
But it has to feel good, though, to know that you've got the support, though, of these other coaches who they've got a lot on their plate too.
Correct.
You know?
I like the fact that the coaches come to games, the other athletes, the other sports come to
Right,
support.
I've noticed that, yes.
And so seeing the softball coach there, the baseball coach been to games, and I've seen Andy at almost every game,
Right.
Coach Lyons at almost every game, and his soccer players, they're there, they're cheering, they're supporting. Even during our games, the men's basketball team, they're cheering before they have to go in the locker room. You know, they're cheering the first half. They support us, and then when they come back out, but right before we tip off, right before our game ends, they're out there and they're cheering and stuff. So just having that support, and then especially from AD Fanning, like, man, he has been a tremendous help throughout this entire process of me, coming in and trying to build a program. So I mean, I can't thank him enough for even trusting me to be able to build this program, to have the opportunity to build it. So I'm definitely appreciative of him. And I needed him to actually step in one game to coach for me one game, because I had to miss a game. And so he actually stepped in and coached the game for me and helped.
And they won.
And we won,
Yeah.
So, just having the culture that he's trying to build, I'm not trying, the culture that he is building, because he's building this culture. It's where we're all supportive of each other. We are. And so, we've gone to soccer games. I've seen the men's team at soccer games, and softball players at soccer games. Everybody goes out and support. I went out and watched one of the baseball games, their first game.
Yeah.
I went out there and it was cold out there too.
Yeah, that's one thing about college baseball season, man. You're out there in February in a parka.
Yeah. So hey, that's why I'm glad I coach indoors, because it was cold out there. But man, just being able to be supportive. They support our program, and I want to support them as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you, it's been a blast following your team and seeing the development of the program as the season has progressed. Now, we are very close to tournament time.
Yes, sir.
Which will be taking place on the campus of Volunteer State up in Gallatin. I will be on the calls for those games, so I'll be there to see the action. The old cliche, and it's true. I mean, I always refer back to last season in the men's side of things for the TCCAA tournament that the Game Time Sports Network was honored to cover at Southwest Tennessee last year. You had the number 7 seed, Pellissippi State, on the men's side. They were in their first year of their program with Coach Darian Jones. Number 7 seed, they fought their way and ended up being in the championship game.
Wow.
Columbia State, that juggernaut over there at the men's game, men's side of things, with Coach Winston Neal, who is just a fabulous coach. They came out on the short end of things. But my point is, the cliche, anything can happen in a tournament, and man, that's the case. You've got, unfortunately, injuries maybe come into play later in the season when you get to tournament time. I'm not asking you to make any predictions, of course, but you still have to feel good. Your team is competitive in this conference, which is a very tough conference, which you well know.
Right. Oh, yeah, so I feel good about it because one of the things that we've kind of battled with all season, we battled with injuries. We lost Jasmine Western to a ACL injury, the second game of the season. Edie, we call her Edie. Yeah. Edie Martinez, she was hindered all season, all preseason with a severe ankle sprain, where she had a bunch of tendons in her ankle that was just stretched and tore a little bit. Then Danica missed part of the preseason with a back injury. She had a little small fracture in her back.
Yikes.
And then we've just had a lot of bumps and bruises, but now it's coming together. So we're relatively healthy now, and it's starting to show in the way we've been playing over the last 6 games. We're on a 6-game winning streak.
Yeah.
So it down the stretch, this is where you want to start getting healthy and things to start coming together. And so it's starting to come together for us. So I like our chances in the tournament. We've moved up from 10th in the conference. Right now we're sitting number 4 in the conference right now.
Right.
So going into tournament time, we still have 4 regular season games left, but going into tournament time, anything can happen because I've been a part of programs where we didn't win the conference tournament, and then we still got into the national tournament and we ended up winning the national championship. So I've been a part of those programs, and I think that, like you said, anything can happen in tournament because in tournament time people start getting tight.
Yeah,
they start getting tight, and then again you got to battle through injuries. Sometimes you might get injuries here and there, but you got to just fight through it and face that adversity. And we have faced a lot of adversity this year, so I feel good about our chances.
Well, you have come through that adversity, shining like a diamond, man. Again, I've really been just impressed and have had a lot of fun covering your team. Coach, it's been great to sit down with you. We hope to do this again here soon.
Yes, sir.
And, especially as we get close to the tournament that, again, happens March 6th through 10. So very, very close to tournament time here for the TCCAA. So, again, Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And we appreciate everyone joining us on the Daniel Price Show, the Coaches Show, on the Game Time Sports Network.
That's all she wrote for this one. Daniel Price Show, Motlow State Women's Basketball Edition. We just unpacked it all. Tune back in next time on the Game Time Sports Network, because the grind never stops. See ya.